We are starting to see some showers drive in. Now, most of it is light rain, some drizzle as well, but along the coast we do see some higher rain totals. Once it nears the northern Gulf, it will encounter strong wind shear. So if you are headed out early or if you plan to go on a walk or run, you definitely want the extra layers. That's that front, and behind that, that cold air does come in, so sitting at 74 around 11 a.m. and our temperatures are really going to struggle to get warmer than that. If you have been waiting for the perfect pumpkin picking weather, there's some alliteration for you. We are going to finally see it. Anytime you say Starbucks, you've got my ears. Make sure that you are staying weather aware because there is that possibility that as these storms continue to move through, there could be pockets of heavy rain and more warnings and possibly advisories could be issued. Now here's the current setup. High pressure is dominating our weather pattern, and that's keeping us nice and dry with lower dew points. Now we're in the 60s and the 70s. Sweater weather is here. Pumpkin spice weather is here, so you can't complain. We'll start to see rain coverage move a little bit further north as those outer bands begin to reach our area. If you have any outdoor activities planned, Saturday will be mainly dry, sitting at 84. Amazing weather. That's right. If you like the warmer temperatures, this forecast is certainly going to be one for you. But if you've been enjoying our cool fall temperatures like I have, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for those. And as our temperatures begin to fall and get a little bit closer to the dew point temperatures, we'll start to see some fog form. While typical artificial intelligence focuses on the human face, Gaze focuses on a person's eyes. The company already uses a ton of robots in its theme parks, so this may be the next generation of its tech uses.
Now, your weather forecast with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax.
Good evening. Right now, all eyes are on Tropical Storm Ada. Winds right now at 65 miles per hour, and it's continuing to move northwesterly at about 14 miles per hour. By this time tomorrow, it will likely be in the Gulf as a tropical storm, but quickly strengthening into a Category 1 hurricane. Then it begins its northward ascent, and possibly on Thursday night or early Friday morning, making landfall once again in Florida. Now, right now, there's a lot of dry air in the Gulf. That's why we're mainly dry. However, you can see the moisture from Ada toward the west and around Florida, but this is the situation. There is a low pressure system. It's going to gradually break down over the coming days, and that's going to cause Ada to lose its steering current, so it will meander in the Gulf for a few days before a cold front moves down into the south. That'll help to steer it back into the northeast, keeping it well out of our area and minimizing the impacts that we could see if we see any. Now take a look at the Doppler radar. A lot of moisture on the eastern side of that system. It is very lopsided. The center is currently moving past the Florida Keys, dumping lots of rain over Miami and even over Tampa Bay, where the Saints are playing, dealing with some light rain and some gusty winds. Now, closer to home, we are nice and dry. We saw a few showers of our own. Those were mainly to the west of I-49. And overnight, if we do see any showers in the state, they'll continue to be to the west of I-49. But the rest of the day looks to be nice and dry for our area and for our parishes. Going forward, that's really going to be the main story. Staying nice and dry tomorrow. On Tuesday, the chance that we could squeeze out a shower ahead of a cold front, not going to do much for our temperatures, but it is going to help to steer Ada out of our area. Again, a chance for an isolated shower on Wednesday, but after that, our rain chances begin to dip down. We're staying nice and dry, but it is going to be a pretty warm forecast. Still very warm at this hour. We're at 70. Winds are out of the east-northeast at around 5 miles. It's a nice and quiet picture all around. Temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. 68 in Opelousas. New Iberia, our warm spot right now at 79. New Orleans right in the middle, sitting at 75. Now overnight, staying very warm, dropping to about 65. Over 10 degrees above where we should be this time of year. And tomorrow, that warm trend is going to continue. We're looking at temperatures rising to about 81, feeling more like 84. So if you do like this warm weather, it's going to be a great day to get outside, maybe go for a walk or go for a run. Now the best times likely in the morning or in the evening once the sun has set. Now we've partnered with iHeartRadio Baton Rouge to give you your weather on the go, and this is what we're looking at over the next few days. The main thing is that it's just going to be warm, very unseasonable temperatures in the 80s rather than the 70s. Tomorrow we're looking at 81, 83 on Tuesday, Wednesday. The chance for an isolated shower, but still staying in the 80s. Going forward, expect some sunshine on Thursday and Friday. Then on Saturday, a few more clouds with the chance for an isolated shower. And on Sunday, sitting at 81 with plenty of sunshine. A group of researchers at the Pennsylvania State University's Earth System Science Center have released their forecast for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, and it's one that raises concern. The scientists, which include world-renowned climate scientist Dr. Michael Mann, Daniel Briette, and alumnus Dr. Michael Kozar, used a regression model to generate the forecast that projects this to be one of the busiest Atlantic hurricane seasons on record, second only to the 2005 season.
The two biggest things we looked at least in terms of our regression model and preparing our forecast this year, were sea surface temperature anomalies in the main development region of the Atlantic Ocean and also throughout the global tropical oceans. And also what we think the phase of ENSO, so whether we have an El Nino or a La Nina, how that will kind of play out later in the summer and going into fall during the deepest part of hurricane season. Cold neutral to maybe a weak La Nina is that was the assumption we made for our forecast.
If La Nina develops, then the forecast is between 15 and 24 named storms with a best guess of 20. If we stay in a neutral pattern, then the forecast drops to 14 to 23 named storms with a best guess of 19, which is still well above the 30-year average of 12. Even though hurricane forecasts do not predict where storms will form, it is important to note how warm sea surface temperatures could affect storms in the Gulf.
It would worsen storm potential. Generally, the higher those sea surface temperatures are, the more likely a storm will develop, and if a storm does develop, the stronger it can be.
Briette finished by mentioning COVID-19, highlighting the importance of taking action.
The emergency response and services are already stretched because of that, and a major hurricane landfall or any hurricane landfall would compound the difficulties associated with that. So it makes it more important than ever to prepare for hurricane season this year.